Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. Boys, you cannot stay disciplined. You've gone from video to video and you finally landed on my video. Alhamdulillah, I'm grateful. So, you know what? I'm gonna give you a promise. Like, I will show you how you can become disciplined. Like, I'll give you a full guide to becoming disciplined. But what I require of you is your full attention. Okay? So, I understand you don't have a disciplined routine. You don't know how to stay disciplined, and you give up after a few days or weeks, right? And trust me, like I know how you feel. It's like you start like you're hyped, you're so disciplined, and then you go to the gym and you meditate and whatever, you pray salahs and everything, and you just feel like you're on top of the world and you're not doing any bad habits, and then like you do that for like a couple days, and then after you just like plummet down, like you completely plummet down, like to the point where like you just start destroying every part of yourself. Don't even lie. Is this not your life? Especially on the people like our side, like because we're on a different path. Like that if you're watching this video, you are different to other people, and I want you to know that in a good way. You're different in terms of you want to achieve different things. You want to achieve bigger things. All right. So we are on the same path here. We're in the same goal. So we feel this. It's like we go up, right? We like go all the way up. We go all the way up. We're on top of the world, and then we plummet down, and then we self-sabotage, and then we destroy ourselves by doing bad habits, by going back to our old self, that self that was scrolling all the time, that self that was doing really bad things. Okay, let's just leave it at that. A lot of bad habits, playing games for hours, like a video game addict, let's say. So without further ado, buckle up, boys. Let's do this, okay? Let's get into this. The G's guide to becoming absolutely disciplined, okay? This is huge, okay? I'm going to show you how you can exactly become disciplined and become great by becoming more disciplined, okay? So, let's get into the next chapter. The truth. The truth in order to reach the success. First of all, you have to understand it is all with the qadr of Allah, okay? You must be disciplined to achieve your success, but it is with the qadr of Allah. So, what does discipline even mean? Well, according to Google, discipline is the quality of being able to behave, right? Being able to behave and work in a controlled way, which involves obeying particular rules or standards, right? For example, if you're disciplined and you're working towards a big goal, you don't want to be doing things that will self-sabotage you because you're disciplined. You have to obey some level of standard that you're not going to go past. For example, eating a burger. Eating one burger can be the detriment. And you might be saying it's one burger, but it could be the detriment to losing your discipline. And that's what discipline is. Even if it's just one burger, even if it seems like the smallest thing and it's not going to affect you in any way, this is discipline. Okay? So, what I want you to do is you don't need to care about what Google says. Even though this is the correct way, I'll give you a better definition of what discipline is. Discipline is all you have to know. Consistently do the hard work day in, day out. No matter how you feel, right? No matter how you feel, and don't self-sabotage yourself until you achieve your goal. Simple. Inshallah. However, it's hard. Now, why do we want to be disciplined? Well, we care about results. All right, we just care about results. I can show you them. We care about results. We care about becoming a certain way. We care about making money online business now. Like we care about reading books. We care about being this person of discipline to achieve a bigger goal. But in order to get to this picture, which was like, this is me recently, right? We have to go back to how I was last year. This was me last year. And alhamdulillah, I was able to change. For example, I was pretending to be one of those entrepreneurs that would like go outside with a laptop lifestyle, but I had 0 clients and I barely worked. I was pretending and I was fat, as you can clearly see here. Right? This was less than a year ago. And then we come here and then no drive, no goals, just floating through life. Eating pancakes at 5 a.m. just to watch the World Cup. Watching speed and dumb entertainment every single day. Fat, playing games all day. supposed to be doing homework, but I'm taking like weird selfies, just like trying to impress the opposite gender. Astaghfirullah. And I'm not proud of it. This was me absolutely wasting my time, and this was like last year. And some pictures were a little bit before then, but same thing. It's very close by. It wasn't a big time difference. Okay? And alhamdulillah, I was able to change my life in less than 1 year with the permission of Allah and having discipline. And in my humble opinion, this is why you should be listening to me, right? Because if you have the emotional urge to stop living like a junkie, to stop living like a junkie, right? And scrolling all the time, and you're on Instagram just to fit in while ending the day completely depressed, you can completely 180 your life. Okay. Alright, I was just tired of letting my parents work so hard day in day out on a job they don't like to spoon feed me and for me to just play video games all day. That was one of my turning points. So how do we live a disciplined life? Well, here are the chapters. We're going to be going through disciplined life versus a normal life, emotion sparks fire, identity breeds discipline, and the disciplined routine. So buckle up, don't get your popcorn, because don't be one of those weirdos. Rather get some water, maybe get a coffee. Give me 1 second. Get a coffee. And the reason why I put here the emblem or the calligraphy of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, like his name, the reason why is because he is the definition of discipline. He is the greatest and the most perfect man to ever step foot on this earth. And again, I say perfect man. That Allah is of course perfect. So just the people in the comments that are that don't understand what I just said. So he is the perfect definition of who we should be as a man, and he had the perfect amount of masculinity. And when something is perfect, that's what we should strive towards. Of course, we will never achieve perfection, but Allah sees our efforts, right? So this is why I put the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's emblem, or you can say the calligraphy or the writing, right? So the first chapter, disciplined versus normal life. And for me, I'll be honest, I'd rather die trying, right? I'd rather die trying than get sucked into the mediocre lifestyle. That's just me, okay? I'd rather work hard, stay disciplined, and avoid all of these fun things, comfort. I'd rather avoid comfort and work hard to achieve great things. You can clearly see the difference. A person who's living this lifestyle will not be able to do this. And vice versa, if Rocky was eating McDonald's and watching Netflix and sleeping late, he would not be able to work this hard. These are two different identities, two different lifestyles that you have to commit to, right? You cannot become the between of both, because you will eventually fall. So how do we achieve this disciplined lifestyle? Well, even if you watch the Rocky movie, you'll see it's mostly emotion. It's mostly revenge. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, but emotion sparks discipline. Okay? Emotion is that starts that fire. And of course, it's all in the qadr of Allah. It is well known in psychology that we make decisions based off our emotional bias, right? It'd be nice to make decisions based off rationality, which we somewhat do after we make the decision of emotion. So what we do is we make the decision based on emotional bias, and then we try to rationalize that, right? So why are you trying to become disciplined in the first place? Is it the inner drive to become masculine because you realize that you've been brainwashed for the last 30 years? And we know this. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to, this isn't conspiracy. We've been brainwashed as men in the last 30 years to become absolute simps, to become nerds, to become emotional, to become feminine, to become relaxed. And then we let the woman work. No wonder why we have something called feminism nowadays. Because they became more masculine, we became more feminine. There's always a polarity. I'm not going to go into this. I'll make a separate video on this. But it's always a polarity between men and women, right? If women start becoming more masculine, right? Sorry about that. If women start becoming more masculine, men just will not, we're not going to become more masculine. We have to meet them at a certain point, right? There's a polarity line. And there are two extreme ends. So if women become more masculine, we also will become more feminine to meet them in the middle. Right? And we see this in the modern age. So, and the reason why I put Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate is because honestly, in the last how many 20, 30 years, they were the first ones to step up to say, no, we should become masculine. We should be masculine. What masculine means. What does masculine mean? To be a man. Masculine man, it comes from that term, right? Right? Or is your emotional bias from wanting to retire your parents because they work a job they dislike? Or is it even greater? And this is the greatest. This is where you want to be, which is to please Allah. Because this is a goal which is never ending. And this is a goal that has the barakah of the most powerful, which you can get rewards from the most powerful. The only entity that matters, right? So is it to become the soldier of Allah per se? Because as Muslims, we're supposed to be masculine. We're supposed to be taking care of our parents. We're supposed to be working hard. We're supposed to be working when we don't feel like it. Let me give you a great example. When the Sahaba were fighting the first war, the Battle of Badr, you know what they were doing? They were fasting. The Sahaba, which are the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they were fighting a war with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The first battle for the Muslims, which is the Battle of Badr, and we won. And they were fasting. Now, do you think they wanted to fight the war? Of course, they had that one side of them were like, I want to protect Islam. Fine. But also another side is like, bro, I'm fasting right now. Like, right? And they still fought the war no matter how they felt, no matter how tired they felt, because they were fasting. Again, as I said. Right? So you have to have a deep emotional reason to why you want to adopt a disciplined lifestyle. Because I'm telling you, it's not like what you expect to be like for example, like you watch people like Rocky, right? Like you watch people like Rocky, right? And through the screen, yeah, it looks like, wow, like he's working so hard, I want to be just like him. But when you're actually doing this in real life, you don't want to do it. Okay? So don't get fooled by the screen of Creed, Creed running past the car, be like, yeah, I'm gonna run past the car. That's what you feel like from the other side of the screen. In real life, you don't want to do this. But again, if you want greatness, this is what you have to do. So the next chapter is identity breeds discipline. Change your identity completely and align your life to that identity. Let me explain. So I went from watching Speed, barely sleeping at 4 or 5 a.m., scrolling, literally my screen time was probably over like 7, 8, 9 hours, playing games all day, depressed. Literally, no, I'm not even lying. Like, bad marks in school because I wasn't focusing. All of that, right? Until a few weeks later, I went to doing this. And I'm sorry this keeps going. I went to doing this. Now, of course, you can make fun of the way I'm doing my skipping rope. Okay, relax, right? But just to show you proof that you can change your life. You can change your life. I'm not going to say it's going to come fast, but you can change your life. And I went from doing this because I changed my identity. And let me explain how. Once I had enough pain, once I realized how feminine I was, how soft I was, how much I was wasting my time, my life took a complete 180 because I was in so much damn pain. And individuals such as Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate woke me up to that. I'm being honest. Right? They woke me up to that pain. Or they woke me up to the feeling of, what am I doing with my life? Right? And a great example is even today, I didn't want to record. I didn't want to make this entire presentation. I didn't want to do this. I was like, I literally told myself, but I'm not a person who, like, I will do this because this is just who I am. I'm just going to do it no matter how I feel. Right? So you have to have the identity. Right? My entire routine changed. Right? I started to see myself as this person on self-improvement, where I was masculine, where I was on a different path, where I woke up at a different time. So my entire lifestyle changed. So it's not about like just like doing like it has to have an emotional bias, it has to have a deep reason, and your whole entire lifestyle has to change, and you have to see yourself as someone else, right? I started reading, which I never literally did before, right? And this has to be, rooted into a goal as well. Why are you trying to do all of this? What goal are you trying to achieve? For me, it was becoming more masculine. For me, it was becoming that person that can take care of my parents. The discipline routine. Focus on the basics, okay? For example, things like your diet, things like exercise, things like going outside, things like sleep, right? If you're able to just start with the basics, which 90% of people won't do because they want like some special way. I'm telling you, if you want to destroy 90% of your competition in terms of becoming disciplined, just focus on the basics. And this is like the only way, because they're going to focus on some other thing. Let them, I'm giving you the tip right now. Just focus on the basics, okay? And you'll be ahead of 90% of everyone else. And once you've done that, it's about doing the work no matter how you feel. No matter how much pain comes your way, no matter how much you say, or no matter how much your brain says, I'll do this later. But you're someone who's disciplined, so you're going to do it no matter what. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has narrated many hadith, of course, that he had the perfect amount of discipline, right? And there's one hadith where Aswad ibn Asram radiyallahu anhu came to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, right? And this is a hadith by Shaykh al-Bani, so just saying. He came, and then the Prophet Muhammad said, ﷺ said, he asked radiyallahu anhu, asked the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ asked him, can you control your tongue? And the Sahaba said, but what do I do if I cannot control my tongue? And you can read this. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, can you control your hands? Right? And again, the Sahaba said, but what do I control if I cannot control my hands? Then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, do not say anything on your tongue except what is right, and do not stretch out your hand except to do good. And this requires you to have a certain amount of discipline, because this means, stopping comfort, because a lot of comfortable things are bad. This requires a different level amount of discipline. Okay? So this is the discipline routine. Focus on the basics, and then slowly build up your tolerance. Tolerance to pain. How much can you withstand pain and ignore pain? Okay? If you can conquer your diet, exercise, sleep, and even going outside, right? Then you can pretty much win. Okay? Inshallah. So before I let you go, I am releasing a free productivity course, okay? You'll be able to finally drop those dumb productivity habits and those dumb productivity hacks and actually become productive, okay? You'll wake up every single day, you know exactly what to do, and you can conquer your goals. You'll have a complete new identity, as I spoke about, and a new routine that I'll make with you inside of the course, inshallah, which is aligned with your deen and success. And you'll learn the secrets to working so much. And if you want, I don't know if you want to work a lot, but you'll learn the secrets to working so much that your family or your friends start questioning why you're working so much, right? And all you have to do is join my Discord down below and unlock access to this course. Now, I'm not done making this course. This course is still coming out, but you have to join Discord in order to get access to it. So join in, talk to the other brothers that are in there, talk about what you're doing in self-improvement, how you're improving, and inshallah, within due time, very soon, I will release the course. And it's free for everyone. I don't need your email, I don't need your name, I don't need your number, I don't need your address. Like, just join Discord, and inshallah, when I release the course, you'll get access to it, right? And it's only available on my Discord. So inshallah, next 30 days, when the productivity course is out, you will not recognize your old self anymore, inshallah. And these are the modules. As you can see, I've clearly already written down the episodes, right? So it's coming out very soon. So hopefully you found benefit in this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.